what is the Latin root for the word priority? You're like, Liane, it was a long time ago. The Latin root for the word priority. Priori, which means, do you know? Somewhere a Latin teacher is just like, my work here is done. First. Priority means first. The kerplunk is going in your brain right now, isn't it? You're like, not in my organization, it doesn't. Because I think in the 80s, and it was probably McKinsey, decided that priority meant important. They clearly never took Latin like you. And you can have 7 important things, but you cannot have 7 firsts. And we are all now living in a world where our brains are trying to cope with having 7 firsts. I'm like, amen, yeah, yes, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We need to get to what is first, which means we need to plan over a much shorter time horizon now. Where if we go back to the birds, we need to have like on-field hurry-up offense, right? Call in audibles. Like that's what we need to be doing now, because we can't say what's the first priority for a quarter. You're like, are you kidding me, Liane? I can't say what's a first priority till lunch, right? That's why we have to change so that people understand this is the most important outcome that I need you paying attention to. And when you sit down to work or stand up to work, depending on what your job is, your question to yourself should be, what is the single most important thing I need to accomplish right now? You should have one thing in your head only, which, according to a very interesting study published in Nature, is completely contrary to how the human brain works. So it's a really cool study, and they gave them a business scenario, and they said, okay, make this better. And they had secretly built it so you could make it better by adding more to it or subtracting things from it, doing more or doing less. And guess what? Every single person in the study did to make it better. Do you think they did more or less? More. The human default for better is more. And the researchers are like, ooh, fascinating. Let's run another study. And let's tell them this time. Let's tell them, you can make this better by doing more or doing less. Then it was like 50-50. How many people saw, oh, look at the simplification opportunity here. So that leads to a technique I call 1 yes and 3 less.